Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast where we watch movies we've never seen. Well, at least one of us. And then we talk about them. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me, as always, is my co-host and husband, Trent. Hi, Trent.
Co-host first, husband second.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's the correct ranking. Today, we are going to be continuing our spooky Halloween, October, whatever you call it, series. And we are watching the 1988 classic Tim Burton's Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
I'm not going to do it. Anyway, I don't think it counts. I don't think it counts if we alternate.
If it's back and forth, yes.
Yes, so I have seen this movie.
Yeah.
Weirdly precious few times, but you have never seen this movie.
I have never seen Beetlejuice. However, I did watch the cartoon.
So did I.
That came out
a year later.
Probably in the very early 90s. I was very aware of the Beetlejuice cartoon, but never watched the movie.
I think I had a similar experience where I was introduced to the TV show first, and then it wasn't until much, much later that I actually watched the movie.
Okay.
But this is Tim Burton. This is one of his earlier ones. This is a movie that people love.
Yeah.
They love this movie.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things, even if you've seen it, that culturally, it's kind of just in the zeitgeist. It is in the world. People know about it.
Right.
And it's having a resurgence right now.
Sure.
Because there's a Broadway musical.
It's a fucking musical.
And listen, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to the Broadway musical, but it was like doing okay.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of this slow burn where they announced it was going to close, and it was the tipping point where everybody started to go, and they had been on the cusp of being kicked out of the theater. They were bringing in another show, and then the pandemic happened.
Right.
So they actually were kind of rescued by this because they're going to be coming back soon.
Sure. And when we took a vacation, the last time we took a proper vacation
3 years ago.
No, it was 2019.
Was it 2019?
Yeah,
anyway.
It was 2019. For your birthday, we went to New York City.
Yes.
And we happened to be in that district.
Yep.
And we saw the Beetlejuice signs and billboards everywhere.
Yes, we went right
for
by
that
the theater.
Yeah. So we went there when it was still a fairly new thing.
Yes. So that's kind of what the present day account of Beetlejuice is.
Yeah.
But what do you know about the movie?
Okay, so I'm going to make a confession here. So it's Michael Keaton as the title character. I did not see a Michael Keaton movie until Birdman.
How is it possible that you got all the way into your adult life without seeing a single Michael Keaton movie, considering the man has been in some of the most iconic roles in cinematic history?
I know. I'm as surprised as you are. And he has kind of become, he's had a huge resurgence.
Absolutely.
Huge. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
But since Birdman came out, which was kind of about him, but not really, he fit into it very well.
He was the perfect casting because of his history.
It's life imitating art.
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Yes.
He was the perfect casting for it because everybody was just taking him out of it and putting him into, like, whatever the Birdman character is. Replace Birdman with Batman.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what this would have fit into.
But Michael Keaton had been making movies at that point for 30 years.
Right.
How have you missed this boat?
He did Birdman, which was an okay movie. We saw that was
I'd like
an Oscar.
To see it again.
It won the Oscar, right?
It did. It won Best Picture.
It won Best Picture. He got nominated for it, along with Emma Stone.
Yep.
After that, he followed that up with Spotlight, which was my favorite movie of that year by a long shot. And then, he got into Spider-Man. He's just been everywhere.
Yes.
And good on him. He's a great actor.
And of course, you're aware of Batman, and you've seen a couple of.
Yeah.
You've seen one of him.
We watched the first. You showed me the first Batman,
and you still haven't seen Returns. I can't believe I haven't made you watch this. It's coming, folks.
Oh yeah,
it's coming.
I've seen the first Batman from Michael Keaton, but none of the rest of them. I haven't seen the. Who are the other ones?
Any of the other Batman.
I've seen most of the Clooney one to say, okay, yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Oh, it's utter garbage, and I love it. I love it. It's so bad.
And I've seen Batman and Robin.
But Beetlejuice...
Oh, wait, no, that is Batman and Robin. What's the other one with Jim Carrey?
Batman Forever.
Forever.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. We're not talking about Batman.
But Beetlejuice.
Clearly I knew the joke about saying the name 3 times.
Yep.
I know Winona Ryder's in it as the girl. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I know it. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with like Halloween or anything like that.
No, it's just Tim Burton, so everybody sort of makes it about
Tim
Halloween.
Burton being weird. Because, of course, that's just Tim Burton.
Yes.
And I didn't see Nightmare Before Christmas until we were together.
Yeah.
Which was good. I enjoyed that.
Do you know anybody else who's in this movie? Because I know... I know you know several people.
I really don't. I think I know just the 2.
Okay. Do you have any inkling of what the story is here?
It sounds like a legend. Like the legend of Beetlejuice, if you say his name 3 times in the mirror or something, he appears, whatever the hell it is.
Whatever.
Yeah, and like I don't know what his story is. I don't know what his job is. I assume he's dead.
Okay.
You know? And I think back to the cartoon, and there's all sorts of different creatures. And again, it's Tim Burton. It's going to be weird. There's going to be weird animatronics, maybe.
There's black and white stripes. There's
kooky
set pieces.
I know what he looks like as a character because his visage is just burned into my brain.
Yes.
But of course, not seeing the movie, I don't know. I honestly don't know anything more than that.
And is there any real reason you haven't sought out this movie up to this point?
I'm not really sure because me and my cousins and I growing up, they like to watch a lot of these kinds of movies. Like they watch Nightmare Before Christmas and all these other Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, you've kind of missed the Tim Burton boat.
I really did.
Because we've gone through this list, and as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of other ones that I know you haven't watched. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, and I mean, again, this came out in 88. I was born in 84. So we really didn't go and see new movies. It wasn't a thing that they ever really played on TV.
They probably did on like really specific cable. This is not a movie I think you'd take a full year to.
You're also not going to show it on like the ABC Saturday movie or a Friday night movie of the week or whatever it was.
What's always interesting to me is that that's the kind of movie we're talking about, and they made it into a cartoon.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to hear what you think about that translation from this source material.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of curious if it's going to be another like Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of a thing where, oh my God, how did you show this to children?
Well, let's go find out. So we're going to watch Beetlejuice, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So that was Beetlejuice. Trent.
Beetlejuice?
I'm not going to do it. What were your immediate thoughts? How did you like it?
So, that's a lot to take in. It was very 80s.
Oh, yes.
It was very much of the time, I think, with where, like, special effects were and with, the post-production and things like that. I think that was about as far as they could have taken it. Mm-hmm. I think it works well. I think, it's very silly. It's a very Tim Burton movie.
Well, you got to remember this. So Tim Burton had directed up to this point just one movie. He had done Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Okay. So that was his big directorial debut, for a major film. This is the first movie he got to do where this is like, okay, guys, this is me.
Yeah.
This is my kooky brain.
Sure.
I'm going full out on this.
When did Edward Scissorhands come out?
After this. So that came out in 90, I think.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it kind of started the trajectory upward. But this basically sets the tone for what a Tim Burton movie is.
Yeah.
At least in 1988. Because you got little hints of it in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like Large Marge or whatever her name is.
Sure.
The kind of claymation, creepy stuff.
That kind of art style
yeah. And a lot of that carried over into this, but just went to the next level.
Sure.
So yes, this is him really experimenting, really going full on. And this is also pretty early in a lot of these people's careers. So I told you there were a lot of people in this that you definitely knew.
Oh, sure.
This is probably the youngest you've ever seen Alec Baldwin.
Definitely.
Gina Davis.
Yep.
Catherine O'Hara. This is, 2 years before Home Alone.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Jones, the name you didn't know, but he's somebody you've seen in other things.
Sure.
He's probably best known as the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
But many other things, especially in the 80s and early 90s. Robert Goulet shows up. And Dick Cavett.
Those two, I don't understand. Were they just doing the dude a favor or something?
I don't
what the
know.
hell are they doing in this movie?
I have no idea why they are in this movie. And frankly, I think the last time I watched this, or like the first time I watched this, like in high school or something, I didn't know who Dick Cavett was.
No.
Because I grew up hearing about Johnny Carson as the late night show
Which
host.
there is a reference to in this movie.
Yeah, so I'm used to that talk show host.
Sure.
I didn't know there were others. And I didn't realize how significant Dick Cavett was.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is in this is very unusual.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. He's still kicking. He shows up once in a while.
Yeah, he's showed up on a couple of podcasts that I listen to.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a dude hanging out. He pays attention like he always does to whatever the pop culture is. But, you know, him keeping current is more than I can say for myself for a lot of things.
Yeah, he knows what's going on because he's in the industry.
He's in the industry. He's
Even
also
if he's
retired.
out of the industry.
He's also very retired.
So, yeah, he was already done with his show at this point in 1988.
Oh, yeah.
By some years. But I don't know why he's here.
I very much know his voice. I know his face to a point, but I've never really seen a whole lot of his show.
No.
Of like clips, because it wasn't like supposed to be like entertaining to a point.
He did a talk show in the sense that he spoke to whoever he wanted to about whatever he wanted. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't so entertaining as bringing on, the latest singer or dancer or comedian.
Right.
He talked to interesting people.
Yeah.
So when you look at clips of his show, yeah. But all of this being said, I don't know why he's in Beetlejuice. Robert Goulet, star of stage and screen. I don't know why he's in Beetlejuice.
No, he's a crooner of that era.
Right. This is again also kind of Winona Ryder's first big movie. She'd done a couple of things before this, but this was her first like major movie role.
Yeah.
And then Michael Keaton, he had been semi-famous in the 80s.
Yeah.
So again,
he had done Batman, and he was kind of...
No, this was pre-Batman.
No shit.
Batman was 89.
Wow.
Yeah, this is pre-Batman, but he had done like Mr. Mom and other like comedies and things he had been known for in the 80s.
Yeah.
But this was very much, I think, out of left field.
Here's the big question. How does he go from Beetlejuice to Batman?
2 words. Tim Burton.
That's right, he did do those.
Tim Burton directed Batman and Batman Returns, so he did this movie.
Yeah.
Then he made Batman.
No shit.
Like,
okay.
You have to remember the context. He did this, and that really impressed a lot of people. This is a weird little movie, but without this movie, Tim Burton doesn't do Batman.
And Michael Keaton isn't a
And Michael Keaton doesn't do Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 100% the reason. And like somebody like Wes Anderson, Tim Burton has a tendency to reuse actors.
You think?
Yeah. We all think about Johnny Depp specifically. Yeah. He certainly takes the cake.
Well, Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder's made a number.
Yep.
Michael Keaton made a few. Mm-hmm. So there are some recurring players. Catherine O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara has done at least voice work, if nothing else. Because she did the voice of Sally.
Yeah.
In Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to bring my thoughts together here because, yeah, that sequence of events, I had no idea.
Yeah.
The timeline of Tim Burton's career as well as Michael Keaton's.
Which is why I think this movie is so significant for so many people.
It really is.
Because it's sort of just that thing that really launched them off to the next level.
Yeah. And clearly it was successful enough to really launch this movie and launch all these careers.
So now that you've seen this,
Yeah.
let's talk about the cartoon. So I, like you, said, I saw the cartoon before I watched this movie.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a kid's cartoon show.
Right.
And Beetlejuice and Lydia are like cutesy little friends going on adventures.
Right.
And that is not what happens in this movie. And so the first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh, he's a really awful
He's a villain.
creature.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Yes, Beetlejuice is the villain of this movie.
He really is. And I had no idea that we were going to get that. Like and again, I don't remember hardly anything about the cartoon.
Oh, I don't, except that in a cartoon, they're buddies.
Yeah.
They're buddies.
Like
That's what I remember.
It's basically Rick and Morty. Like
Yes,
they go on adventures of
Yeah.
weird capacities.
And there's sand snakes and there's bugs
Yeah,
and there's creepy
yeah.
ghosts and things.
Right.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice is just kind of like brushing it off like normal, and she's this goth queen who's just going along with it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I can see how girls your age really got into Winona Ryder and like got into their goth phase because of her.
Oh yes, girl looks good in a red wedding dress.
Well, that, and she's always wearing black at the
Yeah,
beginning with the
a
black veil.
She wears a number of veils
Yeah.
and long gloves and big hats.
Like, I understand that the whole goth thing did not originate with Winona Ryder and her
No.
and her outfits here, but it got into more of her mainstream, I would suspect.
I think a lot of people my age at least had a phase of trying it out because of Winona Ryder.
Sure. She was kind of the it girl for the time. You know?
Well, and it's always interesting to think about, she was in this movie, and then she was in Edward Scissorhands soon after. And in this movie, she's all in black, and in that movie, she's blonde and wears a lot of white. So, fun little nugget, fun little juxtaposition, if you will.
Sure.
And she also grew the hell up. She was like 16 or something when she made this movie, but she's teeny tiny.
Yeah.
And then she's like she's a woman the next time she worked with Tim Burton. Like just a couple of years later.
Sure, but she still plays young.
Oh, she does. She's playing
Yeah.
a teenager
Yeah.
in Edward Scissorhands.
I've only seen like half of that movie.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to fix that too. Like I said, we could do an entire
do a
series
whole Tim Burton
of
thing.
just Tim Burton because there are a few I haven't watched and there are a ton you haven't seen. And some that you don't even think about as being Tim Burton because they are not this Tim Burton. He has ventured out and made other kinds of movies like Big Fish.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when I see like Tim Burton's name on something. It's like, really? That doesn't seem like him.
Right. This one, however,
Is
cue
way...
the start of the movie, and it's a miniature model.
Yeah.
And there's Danny Elfman at the helm. Boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
boom, boom,
Danny
boom.
Elfman just all over this thing.
Oh, yeah. Like, who else would it be? You were surprised. But no, he's been working with Danny Elfman forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'm pretty sure he did Pee-wee's Big Adventure as well.
Yeah. It makes sense. So as long as we're at the beginning here, let's talk about it. The first thing. Beetlejuice is 2 words?
No. It's...
In the title, it says there is a separation there.
It's a little bit confusing because, of course, the title of the movie is Beetlejuice.
Right.
Beetlejuice.
Which is how
The
person
phonetic
would...
way.
It is the phonetic way of how you would say it.
But in the
In the
movie-
movie, it is very much not.
It's Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
like the star. Like Betel.
Yeah.
Geuse. But no American is going to read that and say
No.
Beetlejuice.
No.
So I get why they did it, but that is a detail that has always been strange to me.
Yeah.
That they spell it one way in the movie and then they say it. The title is different.
Yeah, is that some suit somewhere saying, I like the movie, but you gotta change the name. You gotta respell the name a different way because Middle America is not gonna know how to say that thing. They're gonna think it's some weird European thing.
I mean, you could also have just called this something else because Beetlejuice doesn't show up for the first half hour, 40 minutes.
That's like halfway in my notes here. 48 minutes in the movie.
That's when
he does not show up.
Yeah.
This movie is an hour and a half long. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
And he's the villain.
He's the villain, but he's the title character.
Correct.
What the hell?
Yeah. And he's disgusting.
Oh, sure.
He is vile and handsy and
yeah.
He's got loogies and snakes and rats in his pockets.
He's got I mean, okay. So if this movie was made 4 years later, it would have starred Jim Carrey.
Probably.
100%.
Probably.
Because the energy that he is coming off in this movie, Michael Keaton, is all the way Jim Carrey.
You don't think about Michael Keaton in this era as this kind of actor.
Yeah.
But he really is. He's very frenetic.
It just flows from one thing to the next, and it's really well done.
Yes.
It's super well done. I like him as this character.
Well, and like when he turns it off and he's like, I studied at Juilliard and I went to business school and blah, 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 and I've seen The Exorcist 167 times. Like, yeah, he ebbs and flows with it, where he brings the energy up and then down and then up and then down. And yeah, there's not a lot of people in 1988 that maybe would have taken this role. Mm-hmm. But again, he did it, and then he got to make Batman.
Right.
And if you've seen Batman, this version of Batman, we talked about this, not on the podcast, but when we watched it, because you hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
That movie's not about Batman. That movie's about the Joker.
Totally.
He's barely in it.
The Batman movies, my understanding is that all of them are just the villains are the star because they're the most interesting ones.
Yes.
Batman's just there to stop them.
Yeah, Batman's not very interesting.
No.
Especially the Michael Keaton Batman.
No.
Who is, when you went from Beetlejuice to Batman, he's very subdued.
Yeah.
He's playing a rich guy.
Right.
Not even a playboy, just he's very wealthy and stoic.
Right. Who can't move his neck.
No, not in that suit. Full body turn.
Yep.
Full body turn.
Yep.
But yeah, so the beginning of the movie, you're introduced to Adam and Barbara.
Yeah.
So that's Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis looking
big hair,
looking very young and very 80s.
Yeah.
And they die in a car accident.
Yeah, they set up. Okay, they're a married couple.
They're young and in love.
They have this house that they have just fixed up like crazy.
Yep.
They've put their entire heart and soul into this.
They love it.
And not only do they do all this, they take a 2-week vacation to continue working on it.
Yes, but some nosy little woman from the village keeps trying to sell their house without their permission.
Fuck her! She's like putting him on a guilt trip for, this house is just too big for you. This house really should go to a family with children. And it's like, fuck you, lady.
That's also kind of what's happening now because the market is so insane.
Right.
We've been getting letters in the mail from realtors.
Letters in the mail from realtors saying, we have these families.
Describing they have 2 kids and a dog, and they're looking for a house that meets this criteria.
This is their budget. This is what they're looking for. It would really help them out if you were to just sell your house to them.
Yeah.
No!
I live here!
Where am I supposed to go?
Same thing as these 2. What? It's their house!
Right.
They can live where they want to live. Some people live in bigger houses.
Yeah.
And it's just them.
Right. We live in a 4-bedroom house and it's just us.
Right.
So, hey, fuck off, lady. and any other realtor who's trying to get us to sell the house. Anyway, I just wanted to have that out there for the record. I don't like that.
Yeah, this woman has no business sending people photos of the house and trying to sell it on their behalf when they have repeatedly told her no.
Right.
We have no interest. We are not looking to sell. We don't need a buyer. Get off our property. Stop creeping in my basement window.
Right.
Stop showing up. Fuck off. You busybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who these people are. They're trying to have a kid, but have so far been unsuccessful.
Right.
And they just run to the village to get something.
He runs the hardware store in town.
Yep.
They run to the store, which is maybe like a mile, 2 miles from where they live.
In this podunk historic village.
Yeah. In Connecticut.
Yes.
Yeah. So they go run to the store to get some hardware from the store that he owns. Goes in, grabs it, comes back. And before we even get to what happens, you saw that that dog that they almost hit, that killed him, they almost hit again.
Yes, the dog is just wandering around.
When they get into town.
Yes, they slowed down and had a chance to get out of the way of the dog.
Right. As they're like saying hi to
that
to
dog
the neighbors.
Is a menace to this small town.
It really is. And
someone put that dog on a leash.
Yeah, and as they're leaving, they almost hit the dog again, and they swerve to get out of the way, and they run through this covered bridge over a very small creek. It looked very small from the beginning, but then the car goes down into it, and then, that's apparently really, really deep.
It's deep enough, and they land upside down. It kills them.
It's true. They drown.
Yep. But they get back.
So yeah, very dark.
Yeah.
Very dark.
But it's also very funny because the dog is like standing on a broken board, holding them aloft.
Very
and
cartoonish.
When the dog moves, that's what makes them fall into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, we need to get these characters taken care of very quickly. Like, happy and alive, very dead. And yeah, they get back to the house and they don't know how they got there.
Yeah.
And they realize that, her fingers start on fire and he decides to go outside but ends up in this vast desert.
Yeah,
so
this void.
What did you think of the void?
Yeah, she can't see herself in a mirror.
Yep. Yeah, he's gone.
Weird things happening with the fire.
He goes into the void and he's gone for seconds, but she says you've been gone for 2 hours and it's now nighttime.
Right.
So what do you think of the void?
So visually, I think them in the desert void area thing, whatever that happens to be, is a what I said about the special effects.
Yes.
Being as good as they could have been for 88. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Yep. And you kind of get there's some mix of computers, green screen, and then the
stop motion stuff.
Stop motion stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't get a good look at it at that moment because she pulls him back. But yeah, they pretty much establish pretty quickly that they're dead because they have a book.
Right.
This is a handbook for the recently deceased. And they quickly figure out, I don't think we made it out of the car crash. So that's where we start.
Yeah.
And they're basically just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And meanwhile, nosy Miss What's-Her-Butt has sold their house. And
very quickly.
And this new family is moving in. So it's Charles and Delia Dietz and their daughter Lydia. And they're uppity New York types who have decided to move to Connecticut to get away from the city.
Yes.
To move into the countryside and relax.
Yeah, and he seems to work as some kind of real estate.
Yeah, he's like a developer, it seems like.
Yeah.
And they make some mention at one point that he had like a nervous breakdown.
Right.
And that's why they're moving here.
Right.
But of course, his wife is Catherine O'Hara, who is given us little hints of some of her roles to come. She's a little manic and crazy. And of course she hates it, but Lydia's like, I could live here. This is all right.
Well, basically Lydia says, well, if she hates it, then I love it.
Yeah.
Because stepmom.
Because it's her stepmom.
Stepmom, yeah.
Exactly. And so the couple is wanting to get this family out of their house. So that's the premise of this movie.
Yeah.
So they're dead. There's a new horrible family ruining their house. And I have a question about this.
All right.
And I thought about this while I was watching. This woman sold their house. Why did she leave all their stuff in the house? All their books, all their furniture, their wedding dress and tuxedo. All of this stuff is just in the house. You sold it as is?
Well, and the house gets sold very quickly, right?
Yeah.
So, how long have they even been dead?
Well, they make a mention of a couple of months.
Yeah.
But it's basically, to them, no time at all. I would say it's the 1 to 2 months.
Sure. Which, we've bought houses before. Escrow usually takes about 2 months.
Yeah.
So, from the time they're dead, how did they go through whatever paperwork and bureaucracy that it has to just get put on to the market and be offered to this? Now, the woman even said, the realtor even said, that they were showing it to a couple in New York. I assume it's the same people.
They could have been. They could have been, now that you say that, yes. Yeah. So they might have already had the offer on the table. But
Sure.
You're right, because it's like when you die, you have to settle all of your estates, and they don't have any kids.
Yeah, they have no children.
Their family has to get involved, what family they might have.
Right. The family would have to get
We're
involved.
We're going to poke plot holes in this.
Again, we have bought houses before. It takes time, and...
especially if you're dead.
Sure.
If you died, they have to settle your estate before that house can just be sold.
Exactly. Like, where is the money going to?
Who bought that? Who was getting the money from that house?
Right.
That sale.
Like, the realtor doesn't...
And their house is full of their stuff. They didn't get rid of their stuff. What is up with this?
Okay. So, when we bought this house, the woman who was living here was an older woman. She had an accident in the house, didn't die.
No, she just was too old to be alone in the house.
She was too old to be alone in the house. They put her up in an assisted living center, and the family came in and cleared out the house.
Quote unquote cleared out.
Asked us if there was anything that we really wanted to have stay, stuff that wasn't attached. She had this ping pong table in the basement. There was a curio cabinet stuck in the corner upstairs. There's a couple of cabinets in the basement.
Well, no,
bigger items.
They asked us if we wanted to keep anything, and we said no.
Right.
But the kids got lazy, and they just left it.
And they left 3 or 4 big items in the house.
No, the ping pong table, thank God, went.
Yeah.
That would have been too much to handle.
We had no use for
I would have called and yelled at somebody.
If it was a pool table, we would have kept it, but nah, we're not into that. But
no.
Yeah, they left a bunch of stuff in the house, and we could have sold a lot of it. We could have just taken it to the dump, but yeah, whatever.
We'll use an extra cabinet.
Sure.
Who cares?
But yeah, in this case, they leave everything.
Right.
Which, I get, but it's a much bigger pain in the ass to try to get rid of things.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't understand it. It just bothered me. And I know it's a movie, and I shouldn't get fixated on something stupid like that. But there I have it.
Well, and because it is about them wanting to get rid of the new owners, that makes more sense. Because if they're gone, hey, everything's still here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got these awful New York people, and they bring their awful New York designer who just starts, spray painting up the house with the different colors and rip out this wall and get rid of that and do this.
Well, I'll say this. They really needed to rip out some walls in that house because, good God, everything was wallpaper.
It was a lot.
Everything was the same wallpaper.
It was like an old 1930s kind of wallpaper.
Hideous.
Top to bottom.
Hideous.
Yes, it certainly needed an update.
Oh my God.
But of course, they're all in the house and nobody can see these 2 ghosts.
Yes.
That are in there.
Well, and they have the book, the handbook for recently deceased people, but they can't really make hide nor hair of it.
No.
It's worded in a very obtuse way, and they just don't get it. And they're not really taking the time to study it either.
No, they're lazy ghosts. They're just trying to, do things like, appear in closets as if they've hung themselves, and she chops off his head. And
well, they certainly learned how to do all that.
They're just making it up as they go, but they don't do it. No, the line that I loved about the redesign, Catherine O'Hara screaming, "If you don't let me gut this house, I will go insane and I will take you with me." Like I said, it's little moments of when we get to see manic Catherine O'Hara, who I love. I love her, and I love when she gets to be a little nuts.
I think she does too.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We've grown accustomed to letting her loose. Yes. So, yeah, it's not working. They haven't read the book. They aren't trying very hard. But Lydia can see them. They find out that Lydia can see them.
Yeah.
And no one else can. And then they're like, well, what do we do? I don't understand what's happening. And there's an ad in their book for Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
So basically he's a bioexorcist who's trying to get their business. And then he has like a cheesy commercial that shows up on the TV. It just shows up on TV.
That was really good. Like the used car salesman type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Infomercial.
Oh, yeah.
Act now and you'll throw in a demon possession.
What do you want me to do? I'll do anything. I'm crazy. Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
That bit's funny. But they can't figure it out. They're not trying very hard. So they have to go seek help. And they basically have to, in the book, what little they've read, it says draw a door in the event of an emergency.
Right.
And knock 3 times. So they knock and they go into this like weird...
whatever the underworld
waiting room.
Right.
Waiting room of the undead.
Yeah. That's essentially what it is.
And they sit there for apparently 2 months because the time all works weird.
Yeah, when you're in the underworld, time it gets a little fucked up.
Yep. And they have a caseworker who tells them, shut the fuck up and figure it out on your own.
Pretty much.
So they basically have this whole world where they're just like left there.
And she also warns them, don't call on Beetlejuice.
No.
He's a troublemaker. He used to be my assistant, and all he did was fuck things up.
And he just got into more trouble and more trouble.
Exactly.
Now he's hanging out in your cemetery.
Right.
So just, I gotta warn you. Yeah. But yeah, they just sort of die, and they're left with a book, and they aren't good at studying it, and they don't bother... no one explains it to them, like this whole being dead thing. And they are going to be there for...
They also bring something up where, like, when they're going through that funky hallway and there's a janitor there telling them what's beyond this door, they open up this door and it's a bunch of, what do they call it? Dead spirit. It's basically... Exorcised dead spirits, I guess. And this is what dead people look like when they die.
Yeah. They're just kind of floating in the ether because there's nowhere else for them to go.
Right. They introduce this but never bring it up again.
No. And we find out that they're going to be ghosts for 125 years. Why that number, I don't know. But they have 125 years to figure their shit out.
Yeah. And they're lucky because I guess they die in their home or near their home, so they get to haunt their own home.
Yes. Yes, they are allowed to stay there, but it's up to them to get these people out. If you want them out, get them out yourself.
Otherwise, you got to learn to live with them.
But in the meantime, while they disappear, Lydia gets a hold of their handbook. So she reads it and understands it.
Right. Well, and she even says, well, the reason I can see you is because I'm a little weird too.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I'm strange.
Yeah.
And people ignore the strange.
Sure.
But yeah, so they try a couple of different things, like they're wearing sheets and moaning, and of course Lydia thinks it's her dad and her stepmom having sex.
Right.
I'm a child.
I'm a child. Knock it off.
Would you stop that? And taking their picture. If you're gonna do kinky sex shit, do it in your own bedroom.
Right.
They're literally wearing sheets and looking like ghosts, and then
cutting the holes out for the eyes.
But of course, she can see them.
Yeah.
And she is, she's just completely unfazed.
Well, and she also picks up one of the Polaroids that she takes, which, by the way, Polaroids.
That's right. She took several in a row.
Well, and she picks it up, and it wouldn't be developed that quickly. It wouldn't show up that quickly, Betsy. But you discount that, whatever. But yeah, it's an instant photo for you kids out there who don't know what the fuck a Polaroid is. It is a photo you take and a thing prints out, and it's just develops automatically.
Yeah, they look like shit. They've always looked like shit.
And they look like crap, yeah. But they can see, she looks at it and says, oh, there are no legs here.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
Because, they can, the camera picks up the sheets because they have physical form, but the ghosts do not.
They do not have corporeal form.
That's right. So she figures out there's these ghosts here. She tries to tell her stepmom.
Yeah.
And they, of course, she doesn't believe her.
Of course.
And she says, shut up, I'm having a dinner party. We're going to have a dinner party.
Right. And we also find out that, they were waiting in that waiting room for months.
Yes.
And they were able to just redo the entire house in that time.
It looks like a fucking haunted house now, in the sense that it's ironic and black and gray.
It is, again,
colorless,
hideous. I would have rather have the old way.
Yes. At least the old way, it looked like you were living in an old house. I don't know what the fuck this was.
No.
She's an artiste, though, and she has an artiste designing for her.
She thinks she's an artist.
Yes. She's a sculptor, and it is dangerous. Her sculpture is danger. And, hang on. I lost my train of thought. Oh, it's about this point in the movie where we finally meet Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
So they know they have to say his name 3 times to get him to appear. But in the scenario of the ghosts, they end up being kind of zapped into the model up in the attic. Yeah. And they have to dig up his grave.
Right.
So he's literally in a cemetery with a gravestone, a headstone, pointing down that says, here he is.
Here he is.
He's here.
Beetlejuice.
And so they start digging. I liked this little bit because, of course, it's a model, and they did it all to scale.
Yeah, it's all the styrofoam stuff and other materials.
The grass is foam, so they pull the foam up.
Yeah.
And then they're digging, and it's little bits of cardboard and paper and just
I didn't get that at the beginning, but I think as the time went on, I did get it.
That it was
it was the model itself. It wasn't just some weird thing that he was making.
No, they were actually the model that Adam was playing with at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Because again, they left all their stuff there. And like I said earlier, Beetlejuice is awful. He is manic and creepy and handsy and disgusting. So, of course, Gina Davis quickly decides, no, change my mind.
Nope.
Not doing
done.
it.
We're
not
done.
helpful.
Nope. No.
We can do this on our own. We're going to do it. Here we go. Yep. And so they have the dinner party. And, of course, at the dinner party, we get the scene that probably everybody, if you've seen a scene from Beetlejuice, this is the scene, is when she starts lip singing to Daylight Come and Me One Go Home. This is a very famous scene. Very famous. Had you seen this scene?
No.
How? Trent!
No.
If there's anything from this movie, there's about 3 moments I can think of that I've seen out of context.
So out of context from this movie, I have seen most of the scenes where Beetlejuice is on screen, except for the endings.
Yeah.
Like him in the graveyard, him talking
him saying SHOWTIME.
SHOWTIME. That's
SHOWTIME.
one thing. And at the very end, when Lydia is on the strings and dancing to the other song that plays at the end of the movie.
Yep.
I saw that.
But you hadn't seen the dinner scene.
I'd never seen the dinner scene. Ever.
That's insane to me.
Nope.
That is absolutely insane. Because most people, when they're like, tell me a scene in Beetlejuice, this is probably the one they think of.
Sure, and it was hilarious.
So they basically possess all the people at the dinner party and make them dance and sing and shake their ass and beat drums. And then the shrimp in the bowls become human hands and shove their faces.
Sure. And the point of that is to scare them away. But instead...
Yes, they loved it.
They loved it. It was great.
This is great. There's ghosts in our house. And we can, like any good capitalist, bank on this.
Right. Let's buy up the entire town. Have this be this haunted thing. Have this be this haunted thing.
We'll make it the we'll make it the paranormal, like, center of the world,
Yeah.
basically. We're going to have everybody come here, and there's going to be this, and there's going to be that, and let's get that developer down here. He's going to buy up the whole town.
Robert Goulet, let's get down here.
That's right. Robert Goulet, come on, this is great. We've got ghosts. But, of course, Dick Cavett and all the other people just kind of are like, I need proof. Really? That wasn't enough? You were literally possessed?
I want to see a ghost.
And you didn't? Okay. You are really not easily impressed, are you?
No. And I think, so this movie does a bad job, I think, of, what am I trying to say? Convincing the audience that the people in the movie are serious.
Well, that's
if that makes sense. Because this is a ridiculous thing happening to them, and they're not reacting to it whatsoever.
Not appropriately.
Not appropriately, no. Now, if everybody reacted the same way, I would have a different opinion. But some people are way into it, and some people are not. I don't know. The reactions are not natural to me. I know it's a movie, but damn it, that's just weird.
I think that's part of why people like it, is they don't act like normal people.
Yeah.
Everybody in this movie who's supposed to be normal is also a little bit weird.
Yeah.
That's sort of a Tim Burton thing. And there's certain movies that, by all rights, should have been Tim Burton. And when you find out they're not, it's really disappointing. It's like, you could make a list, the best Tim Burton movies that Tim Burton had nothing to do with.
Oh, sure. I'm sure those lists exist. But like the original couple, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, them just kind of going along with it and like finding out how to cut their head off and like hang themselves and do the possession thing without actually being on screen. What else? Near the end, they make all these like ridiculous faces. Yeah, they manipulate their heads into these creatures.
Yeah, like they get it, but they have no reason for understanding it.
Right. Like, how did you decide on that? Right, and these people are like total squares. They shouldn't know how to scare people like this. And is it just all in the book? I don't know. I don't know.
When you die, you become awesome, I guess.
I guess. But it just seems unearned to me.
That's your opinion.
And the reason why I think it ends up working is because I know what Tim Burton is. 1988, no one knew what Tim Burton was going to be.
Which I think, again, is why this movie is popular, or probably just as much disliked, because they didn't get it.
Everything was completely novel at the time.
Yes, Tim Burton came in and said, here's this goofy-ass movie.
I'm going to create this genre of film, a Tim Burton movie.
I'm making a Tim Burton movie. What the fuck does that mean in 1988?
Ask me again in 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, good God, please don't remind me of the time. Yeah, so they're failing. It's not going well. Ortho, whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Yeah.
He finds the handbook for the recently deceased. They all go up to the attic.
And he's kind of like
he's into the paranormal.
Sure.
Yeah.
For some reason, somebody had to be.
Right. So he finds the handbook. They all go up to the attic and they're not there because they're hanging out the window. They don't want to come out, the ghosts are shy. And yeah, they basically decide they're going to cash in on this and they've got to get the ghosts involved.
Yeah.
But that's not really going their way. But at some point here, they don't show it, but my assumption is that Barbara again summons Beetlejuice because he gets out and he manifests himself as a snake with his creepy face.
Right.
And attacks the Dietzes. They have to get him back in the box, as it were, by saying his name 3 times. Mm-hmm. So I didn't quite understand how he was able to do that, unless...
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that he can operate within the house, but he's not free.
Right.
So they already said his name 3 times. I think that's probably enough.
Yeah.
To get him activated, so to speak.
Yeah, so he can muck about even if they didn't ask him to.
Right.
I was trying to figure that part out because I was like, well, is he supposed to be able to just show up like a snake?
I don't know. But he shows up and actually terrifies some people a little bit. So he has some success there.
But they get him back to the cemetery and kind of locked up, but they get summoned back to the office. Barbara and Adam get summoned back by Juno, their caseworker.
Yeah.
And she's like, you gotta quit fucking around with this guy. Mm-hmm. He is not any good. He is all trouble. And while they're gone is when Lydia kind of decides she's going to throw herself from the building.
Right.
Which I don't understand this. Like, she goes full, like, dramatic emo, and she's writing a suicide note, and she's going to fling herself from the top of the house.
But she had to make the suicide note completely perfect, Betsy.
Yes. The correct language, the correct words.
Yes.
It must be perfect.
Correct.
But she finds Beetlejuice, and she sets him free. So he tells her, well, I can't tell you my name. She has no idea who this guy is.
Right.
And he convinces her to let him go. Now, this is the piece, to go back to the musical for a minute. The song that takes place during this is kind of all over the internet. Every time I go on Instagram, I feel like I'm like scrolling through and I hear this particular song. And I was trying to remember, because I haven't seen this movie in a long time, how it relates back. Like, they literally do a game of charades in the song. So they really do draw from this movie pretty directly.
I would hope so.
So maybe later I'll show you that clip, but I was thinking of that song in this because I've heard it so many times now.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to show me that.
So yeah, they play a game of charades. She gets his name. She says it 3 times.
Twice.
She says it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because then they show up.
They come back in from the afterworld.
Yeah.
With the faces.
Yes. Thank you. And so they say, no, don't do it. Don't do it because it's not worth it.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
Right. We'll figure something out. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, don't do that.
And we'll figure things out. But after that is when the parents bring Robert Goulet and his ilk into the house to do a seance.
Yep. So they move the model downstairs.
Yeah. Well, first the dad does a presentation,
yep.
The real estate presentation.
He can buy up the whole town.
Gonna buy up the whole town and do all this shit. He's not impressed by that, so we'll do something else.
Yep.
So what's his name is gonna do a seance, and you have to have a piece of a personal effect from the deceased.
Right. So again, plot point. The house was full of their stuff.
Yep.
They got rid of all their stuff in the remodel.
But they kept the wedding dress and the wedding suit?
Yes.
Maybe they just didn't do anything with that closet. I don't know. It's too small. It's too small to do anything with, Betsy.
I don't know.
But you just keep that in there.
I'm just going to keep harping on this plot hole.
I agree with you.
So they do it, and the two of them get sucked into their wedding clothing, and they start getting old. My assumption here is this is basically like them being exorcised, and they're going to really die and go to that void. I have to imagine that's
maybe
the purpose of this.
Maybe that's what that is. Yeah.
Like, they had to show that earlier for it to make sense later, why they're getting all old and rotten and decrepit.
Yeah.
So at this point is when Lydia summons Beetlejuice,
yeah.
and all hell breaks loose.
Sure.
And the last sequence goes really fast.
Yeah.
Like, he gets out and just terrifies everybody, terrorizes everybody.
And before she even does that, he tells her, okay, well, I'll come out and help you, but you need to marry me.
Yeah, there's like this rule, I want to get out for good.
Right.
It's like a green card.
Right. And that's how he explains it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he busts free, and he stops the seance, so it basically saves Adam and Barbara from sure demise. Mm-hmm. He blasts Robert Goulet through the ceiling, and we don't see him again.
Nope.
God knows where he ended up. The other guy, who is the designer, his worst nightmare is a polyester suit.
I was going to say, is it just... The reason why he's upset is just what he got
It's a
put
polyester
into.
suit.
I mean, I get that.
It's awful.
Of course.
He's a fashionable man with taste. Yes, that is a terrible idea for him to be in that suit.
Sure.
Okay, according to himself, he has taste.
Fine.
And then they jump right into the wedding, and everybody starts saying his name, but being stopped. So Adam is shrunk down and thrown into the model, and Barbara says it, but then ends up in the vast void, the desert.
Yeah.
And during the wedding, Beetlejuice is taking out like snakes and crap from his pocket to find the wedding ring.
It was a funny scene.
It was. And it's just, building the tension. Like, we got to stop this guy. And everybody is unsuccessful in saying his name.
Yeah.
And Barbara saves the day by riding the sand snake through the desert into the house and swallows Beetlejuice whole.
Sure.
Which, of course, they don't really say the name Sand Snake except in the beginning. They show Beetlejuice from behind.
Says it.
He's reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really explain why they're there or what they're for.
Yeah.
Other than, if you leave your designated area, these guys will fuck with you.
Sure.
So yeah, it all ends just as quickly as it started. The climax of the movie is like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very, very quick. They basically all decide to live together. So the ghosts are now able to be seen by everybody in the house. They decide they're going to live, in the house together. Lydia goes to school.
They also changed the house again.
They put up the nasty wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's a choice they made, Trent, and they've made it again. So they remodel the downstairs at least to look more like it did before. They're all going to be one big happy family. And, they help Lydia. And she's kind of the daughter they never had. So they're like, how was this test? And how was that? How'd you do?
They're like helping her with her schoolwork and yeah. And like her reward for getting an A in math is, hey, we're going to have a funky party.
Yep.
And we're going to float you up and you're going to dance to this.
Shake, Sonora. Shake, right?
It is a way to end the movie. I don't know how else to end the movie.
The climax of the movie, it's basically like everything, and then the movie's over. It's
much.
very just kind of
quickly
wrapped up.
You get one scene with Beetlejuice in the waiting room again.
Yeah.
And there's a funny scene with him and a couple other people in there, and his head gets shrunk, and that's kind of the end.
He's dead, so he can't get any deader. So
Right.
he's just in there waiting for his punishment, I guess.
Right. And of course, this is before every single movie is sequelized.
Yep.
So you could have set up a sequel.
Oh, they've talked about doing one.
Yeah.
They've talked about doing one now,
Right.
33 years later.
Right.
And it's like, please don't. I don't want that. Please don't. I'd rather you didn't.
Well, again, Michael Keaton is hot again, so...
I get it, but it's just some movies really, honestly, Hollywood, I promise you, it doesn't need a sequel.
He's gonna be in the fucking Flash movie as Batman.
Is he really?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't care about DC.
So yeah, this movie just sort of ends. Like, they wrap it up very quickly. There's a funny joke. There's people flying. Lydia gets to have her awful step-parent and awful father. And then she also gets to live with these fun ghosts who she actually really likes.
Sure.
And everyone lives happily ever after. And, like, the dad is, like, seen reading a book that's the handbook for, like, coexistence for the recently
Something like
deceased
that.
and the still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. And all of it, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't think this is by any means my favorite Tim Burton movie. There's other ones I like a lot more.
Yeah.
I think I'm always surprised when I go back to this one. I really don't like Beetlejuice. He's an awful person, but I also love him.
I like his scenes. I think he's funny.
I like Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, but
Yeah.
Beetlejuice himself is awful.
Yeah.
He's disgusting and vile and handsy, like I said before. So it's interesting to me that someone watched this movie. He says the F word.
Right. That was the other...
This is a PG movie.
This is a fucking PG movie, and he says fucking in it.
He does.
What?
He does.
What?
And so somebody looked at this character and thought, he would make a great cartoon.
Right.
He's a good role model for the youth of today.
Well, when you look at the cartoon itself, he looks about the same way.
Yeah.
He looks awful.
That striped suit is so fucking iconic.
It is.
It is
And
iconic.
he only wears it at the very end.
Yeah. The one scene right at the end of the movie is the only time you see him in the black and white pinstripes.
But it fits. It's on all the posters. It's in the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've not talked about this on here, and so last year at my job, they had this commission, if you will. They wanted to do a Tim Burton art display, and they asked people at work to put a piece together. And I was asked, who is your favorite Tim Burton character? And I said, Tim Burton. Because it's true. I mean, there's a lot of good ones to choose from.
The whole movie is just him.
But it's all coming from this guy's brain. So I did a piece that involved a lot of black and white stripes, and that was kind of a recurring theme in everybody's pieces. Yeah. Because it's just so quintessentially Tim Burton. When you think Tim Burton, you think of Beetlejuice. That's where it began, and it carries through. It's like these spooky black and white and then little pops of color. It's that way in Batman. It's that way in, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Corpse Bride.
Yeah. It's all coming from the same place. Like, he does a lot of drawings. And Tim Burton is an artist in his own right, too. Like, and they're all these creepy little wide-eyed sketches.
That's all unique stuff.
It's so unique.
It doesn't look like anything else out there.
No, and that's why his movies are such visual, interesting things.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he got to run wild with it. So I think there's a lot of qualities to this movie, and there's a lot of reasons. Yeah. It is an important movie for those facts.
If nothing else, I would say that. It is an important movie for the future of the Tim Burton franchise.
Yes. For Tim Burton himself, for everything he made after.
And everything he touched.
It put him on the map.
Because there are a lot of movies out there that he was involved in that he did not direct.
Yeah.
Which is why, anytime there's a movie that he touches, even if he doesn't direct it, they make sure to put his name on it somewhere.
Right.
Produced by, written by,
like
or
Nightmare
anything.
Before Christmas, it's kind of not really his thing, but it's all his thing.
Sure, he just didn't direct it.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
But so me coming in for the first time, seeing this, I like it. It's fine. There are a lot of funny parts to it. There just needed to be more Beetlejuice. Honestly, 48 minutes into an hour and a half movie, and you're not showing me the main character till then. Yeah. And you're not even showing me who the antagonist is.
He's not the main character. That's the whole thing.
He's not.
Yeah.
And
he's the MacGuffin.
I guess. So that's about all I can really say about it, is that there needed to be more of the main character.
And maybe that's why we get more in other forms. Why we have a show, why there's a musical, why this is having more of a connection now with people.
Maybe.
This many years later, all of a sudden, Beetlejuice is relevant again. And you wouldn't think, again, that this would make a musical, but you'd be amazed when you can make a musical and have it be successful. Well, we talked about in the last episode, there's an American Psycho musical.
Right.
That's 2 of these that are now musicals.
But yeah, me never seeing this, I knew most of the references, like the famous scenes and the famous sayings, like the Showtime, it's Showtime or whatever it is. Again, it's a very Jim Carrey. Just him just pulling out a slogan for a movie. But anyway.
5 years before Jim Carrey.
Right. But I think that's where we're going to leave it today, Betsy. We do have an email to read before we end this thing. From Mitch.
Hi, Mitch.
Mitch, Saskatoon Mitch. About the Hurt Locker. Let's get out of the Halloween mode and go back to wartime, Betsy. From Mitch about the Hurt Locker. Hello. I was able to play the home version of Never Seen It again this past week for the film The Hurt Locker. It is much more fun when I can experience everything along with you guys. So, yeah. If you want to do the same thing, if you've never seen the movie, do the same thing. Listen to the intro, go and watch the movie when we do, and come right back.
There you go.
And play the rest. That's the home game, folks. Everybody gets a copy of the home game. He continues, I would agree that this film is very unique. Not having seen many of the Marvel movies, Canada's way behind. I was able to see many of these actors for the first time in major roles and made my experience a pleasant one. The things I learned from this film, that is, Jeremy Renner is fantastic, and that I am not made for war. I now have a much greater appreciation for those that have and do serve.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to learn something here, Bessie. The term Hurt Locker is apparently slang for when a person is in a place of deep pain and depression. So it really does fit the movie. We were both wrong about that.
I told you it meant something, though.
Sure.
I just didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
And I never bothered looking up, so thank you, Mitch.
Of course. We can't be bothered. All in all, it is still only my second favorite movie that takes place in Iraq. The first is The Men Who Stare at Goats. Good to watch when you want to see something ridiculous. We thought about seeing this movie a long time ago when it was brand new.
I've seen this once.
You did? I didn't know that.
I saw this, I think, right before you and I started dating.
Okay.
But I've only seen it that one time, so it's been a full decade.
Okay.
I remember enjoying it, so I would like to revisit it sometime.
It's a George Clooney, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Ewan McGregor is the other big star there.
God, I don't know.
It's a lot of people you know, and it's a movie that has kind of been forgotten.
Sure. I think it got kind of mixed reviews too, so which I wasn't that into.
I remember liking it, but I don't remember anything about it.
Okay. Fair enough. Mitch continues. At some point in the past, you talked about movies where men could cry. I believe it was Field of Dreams. Well, here is a list of some top movies men can cry in. Which is the most tear-worthy for men, and which is the least tear-worthy? And he lists some movies here, which I will read now. First being Rudy, Good Will Hunting, Stand By Me, Shawshank Redemption, and Dead Poets Society. And he ends, until next time, DC Mitch. Distinguished contributor, Mitch.
Right.
DC Mitch. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think those are pretty common movies that men bring up about, oh, you're going to have a good cry at this. But for different reasons.
I mean, and I thought of like Old Yeller would be another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, we talked about Field of Dreams. That's obviously one. It's when it's very familiar.
Sure.
I think it's either when it's something that you can recognize and you've felt in your life. So like Stand By Me is about boys who are friends.
Yeah.
Like it's about deep friendship.
Yeah.
And if you've ever had a group of really good friends, that'll probably make you cry.
Sure.
Shawshank Redemption is grown men friendship. Mm-hmm. And that'll probably make you cry. Mm-hmm. Rudy, it's sport ball, and it'll probably make you cry. For all different reasons. Good Will Hunting, you talked about this. This one always gets to you.
There is one moment in Good Will Hunting that always gets to me.
Yeah.
Every single time. It is one of my favorite movies, and it's the moment at the very end. Spoilers for Good Will Hunting. It is at the very end, where Will and his therapist, they get together for the final time, and the therapist is giving him his final evaluation.
They have a breakthrough, basically.
They essentially have a breakthrough, and he keeps saying, hey, you know what? All this stuff in these results here, I don't give a fuck about it, man. This is nothing.
That's your past.
That's your past. You got a future here. And none of this stuff in this pamphlet is your fault. Mm-hmm. And he keeps on saying it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
And he finally gets through
cracks
to him.
him.
And he gets to him. And right there, I always break down.
Yeah.
That moment right there is just two great actors really, really selling it.
Mm-hmm. And he's not giving up on him. And that's, it's that thing. And same thing with Dead Poets Society. You haven't seen this one. Another Robin Williams movie.
Yep.
It's about having a mentor. It's about having somebody who believes in you and
somebody,
who you believe in
you
them.
You can really, really look up to this person. I know about the movie. I haven't seen all of it since, I think they showed it to us in middle school. I don't remember anything about it. But
But yeah, I think that is a group of movies where it has something that is familiar.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes you cry. Mm-hmm. I think there are plenty of other movies that probably make grown men cry for various reasons.
Sure, and I can think of two right off the top of my head.
Being
one that we very recently covered on this show, which was The Father.
Oh God, yeah.
I fucking bawled at that movie.
Yeah, that was hard to get through.
That, again, coming from a very familiar place, a very personal place, and it was devastating. Mm-hmm. I think I even broke down during the episode, if you want to go back and listen to that. So, that's one for me. And the other one I thought of was Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, God, no.
And
no, Trent.
I'm not going to talk about it because Betsy will probably cry a lot more than me.
File this under a category of tremendous movie I only need to see once. Because
I totally agree.
Saw it so many years ago, and it has devastated me since. I cannot bring myself to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
Because it's just too raw, too real, and shocking. And I was bawling in the theater, like sobbing. When I'm crying in the movie theater, it's rare that I'm like full body sobs. This one was intense. And yeah, I think you were crying too. You were getting really worked up. Yeah. And I'm sure many other grown men were as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd have to think a lot more about other examples. I think people cry over various things. And it's hard to explain. It is hard to know the thing that's going to set you off.
Well, and you mentioned before Pixar movies for you.
Yes.
They just hit you right in the feels.
And
they don't let you go.
They're designed to do that.
Exactly. And a lot of that stuff, I don't like saccharine movies. Mm-hmm. I really don't. Like, movies that are meant and written and shot and everything is just to elicit that emotion from you, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's not earned. These other movies, they earn it. Mm-hmm. So that's me as a grown man. As I get older, I cry it a lot sooner than what I normally would in my youth, but those are the movies that will get me every time.
To go back to that list, I've never seen Rudy.
Nor have I.
Sorry, guys. I know what happens because it's kind of notorious.
Oh yeah, I know what happens.
For what happens in this movie, but I've not actually watched it. Sorry, guys.
and Shawshank is just one of the best movies of all time.
Oh my God, you gotta see Shawshank Redemption. Please.
If you haven't seen Shawshank, set aside 3 hours of your day.
It's long, but it doesn't feel long.
It doesn't.
But it is easily one of the most satisfying film endings ever.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to get emotional, it is because of the journey that both of them go through. It's a journey. The journey that both of them go through, but in the end, they are happy. They have their happy ending.
There's a happy ending, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a satisfying ending.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what makes us cry.
Amongst many, many other things. The older I get, the more stupid little things are setting me off.
Yep.
I get emotional over really ridiculous movies that are, like rom-coms, romances. Like really bad ones that I know are really bad. I watched a really bad one yesterday and I don't care. And I'm like, I'm so happy. They're together. If it has a happy ending and you play the swooping music, I'm in. Like, I'll give you the tears. I don't give a fuck. Be proud to cry, everyone. Be proud to cry, listeners.
Yes.
So that's it. That's this episode. That's where we're gonna leave it. So, what movies make you cry? Tell us.
Yeah.
What do you like? What makes you sob?
What always gets you? Like, and are these examples we've given? Do they get to you? Do you think that Old Yeller really deserved it?
Or Where the Red Fern Grows? You want to talk about movies about people's dogs? Dog movies. Oh, we didn't even talk about dog movies.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
No.
Tell the people how we can talk about anything other than dog movies, please, because I'll cry.
Tell us what makes you cry. Send us an email at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Tweet at us and follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. And if you wish to send us some money to support the show and for all the therapy sessions, click the link in the podcast description. It'll sign you up to give us some money. Cancel anytime, no big deal. But yeah, Betsy, we've got 2 more movies left in this here Halloween October. It's Oktoberfest. We've done it. Bring me the beer.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't like beer either.
But yes, we'll have 2 more of these coming to you soon. That's it for today. I've been Betsy.
And I'm Trent.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.